Kol mitzvah Shabbat Torah, ben asay ben lo sasay, im ova odom alachas mehen, ben bezodon ben bishkoga, kshiyasa tshuva v'yoshev mecheto chayv l'svados lefnei hakel baruch hu. So the Rambam has two phrases, kshiyasa tshuva v'yoshev mecheto. It would seem that either would be sufficient. If the Rambam would have said kshiyasa tshuva chayv l'svados, we wouldn't have noticed anything amiss. If he would have said Yoshev Mecheto Chayiv L'Svados, we wouldn't have missed anything. What are the two phrases? Later in Perek Gimel, the famous Rambam about Tkiyah Shofar, so the Rambam writes that Afal Pi Tkiyah Shofar B'Rosh Hashanah Gzeras HaKosov, we can't definitively, absolutely assign a reason for it, but Remez Yeshbo, we can understand, we can glimpse, we can offer a suggestion. Right? Awake from your sleep, be aroused from your slumber, scrutinize your actions, return, do tshuva, remember HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Elu ha'shochachem es ha'emes b'havle ha'zman, v'shogim kol shnosam, they're immersed all year long, their entire lives, behevel v'rik, with futility, with emptiness, asher lo yoel v'lo yatzil, which has no content, there's nothing meaningful, nothing enduring. Habitu l'nafshosechem v'hitivu da'achechem u'mal aleichem. So the Rambam says that the shofar is a call to tshuva. It's a wake-up call for tshuva. What's so remarkable, my father Zechron Levacha would comment, what's so remarkable here is to whom the Rambam says this call is addressed. We would have expected the Rambam to say that a call to tshuva is addressed to chotim, to sinners. And yet, initially, the Rambam doesn't describe or define or characterize the audience, the intended audience, as chotim. Elu hashochachem es ha'emes b'havle hazman. They forget emes because they're so caught up and so preoccupied with futile, empty, vacuous pursuits. V'shogim kol shnosam behevel v'rik asher lo yoel v'lo yatzil. The Rambam here says that the shoresh, the root for chait, is when a person lives superficially. A person lives a life which is devoid of value, of meaning. He lives b'kalas rosh. That emptiness is what allows for chait to sprout. That's the habitat for chait. Chait doesn't just emerge yesh me'ayin, but it's because of that, the superficiality and the emptiness of a person's life, where you have that kind of vacuum, that's where chait, Rahman al-Islam, fills the vacuum. In our halacha, Kshiyasa tshuva v'yoshev mecheto, the Rambam is referring to exactly that. Kshiyasa tshuva, the beauty of that phrase that the Rambam crafted, is that the Rambam ingeniously figured out how to speak about tshuva without mentioning chait. You wouldn't have thought that was possible, but Kshiyasa tshuva does exactly that. The Rambam speaks of doing tshuva without referencing chait, referring again to this root cause of chait. The root cause of chait, again, is not chait per se. Okay, so we'll come up with an excuse for why it's not bittul Torah. It's not chait per se. Again, it's that involvement with hevel v'rik. It's the fact that there's such a void in a person's life, that there's such a vacuum. So kshiyasa tshuva, when a person will recognize that, when a person will change his mindset, and then v'yoshev mecheto, and then he'll also target the specific chait or chatoim that he committed, so then chayiv lehisvados.